Hello, this is Mark Mitchell, and I'll be with you this summer semester for Sociology 210, Introduction to Sociology. I'm glad you decided to take the course, and I hope you enjoy it. There's a lot of materials here that we'll be going through. The purpose of today's video is to really help you be able to navigate the course quickly and easily to be able to find what you need. So I have already logged into Blackboard, and the first tab that we're actually on is the announcements page. So when students log in to Blackboard, this is where they will automatically be defaulted. You will see this page first. So if there's any announcements, they will be listed here that I think everybody should know about. So you'll just come here first, and then actually the first tab that I've listed in the course is the Welcome tab. And so there's really not much here. It's just an introduction to the course, and I've got a video that you're watching now will be here listed to this link. The link may change just a little bit, but it'll still appear here and look almost identical. And then there's a link here to 2 assignments that do count towards the grade. But once you click here on the Connect and SmartBook orientation, those are the 2 assignments. Okay, and so the due dates are there. They're very short, but it's just to orient you to Connect. We'll be using that software a lot in the course. And then the SmartBook, which has some interesting features, and since you registered for the course, you're paying for that, and it's a good idea to know how to use it. You may already be a very efficient user, but I just have these 2 short assignments to get you used to that. The next tab is the My Instructor tab, and so I've listed my summer schedule, and so I'm really not on campus during the summer. If you need to contact me, email is a good way to do that. Usually, again, on the spring or fall semester, I'll be in my office quite a bit, but the summer's just a little different. So I'll have listed my email and some of my contact information on campus, and there's an old picture. If you're ever on campus, come stop by and talk to me if you'd like to, and I like to see and meet the students that I have in class, and if I can help you, of course, I'll be glad to do that. The next tab is the syllabus and student acknowledgement. So right here under the syllabus section, list the syllabus for the class during the summer. And week by week, it gives you an idea of what we're going to do. So you do need to be familiar with the syllabus and actually what it says, and the rubric for the grade is contained in there. And so just make sure you know that and look over it and read it. It's a contract between you and the college and what to expect in your class. And so, for every class, it is very strongly recommended that you read it and know what it says. And so I have just pulled it up a little bit of it here, but it tells you all about our class. We're an e-text class. We don't have a physical textbook. And then week by week, what we're supposed to be doing, and then how I'll get your grade. There's some other important dates that are listed there for the summer semester, and when you can drop a class. Last date is listed here later in the syllabus, but need to be aware of that and where to go if you need some help on campus. Another form that I need you to fill out for me is the student acknowledgement form, but it is basically the recognition that, hey, I have gone through the syllabus, I understand it. If there's any questions, make sure you ask, and then you just agree to abide by it. You can also put, if there's anything about you that I need to know, you can list that here, and that will be fine too. All right, and then there's just some general things that all of us are pretty much aware of, that general policies of the school. By far, the tab that you will use the most in the class is the assignments. So that's where you will come to find your assignments for the week. And since we're in the summer, we kind of move a little bit faster. The first thing I've listed here is the paper example. And so the paper's due June 16th, 11:59. I'll go ahead and click on that, and just to give you a little bit of an idea, but I've asked you to watch a video. You have your pick of 2 videos, and then your paper, you will write 1 through 5. You may use 6, most people don't, but definitely 1 through 5. And so the length requirement How does this video relate to sociology? Give me 3 specific examples in the video which you agreed or disagreed, and then explain why you agreed or disagreed. Clearly label those in your paper. My first example is, and give the rest, and my second example, on and on. And then 4, what would you add or change to the video if you had a chance? What did you learn? How can you benefit? And then if you use sources outside the paper or the textbook, you must cite them. So you would need a works cited page. Now here are some paper examples. If you're a visual learner, then all you have to do is click on these and you can find some good examples in what I'm looking for. You do not need the theoretical or the research. They're beyond what we need to do for class. Okay, if you want a good idea of what your quizzes and exams look like, you can watch this short video, but there are multiple choice exams, and they definitely come from the textbook, the e-text or the physical textbook, so you need to make sure you're familiar with that. And a lot of our assignments gear you toward being ready for those quizzes and exams. They count the most in our overall course grade. Our quizzes will be located again under the Assignments tab, and then there's usually a password. The password will be listed under the Announcements tab in Blackboard. The quizzes do have a firm date when they expire, so you have to take it within the time frame that is listed. Usually they're open for approximately 2 to 3 days, but then again, once they're gone, they're gone. The same thing for the exam, except they are about twice as long as the quizzes. Again, they have a password, and that's located under the Announcements tab in Blackboard. Now, I've listed each chapter that we cover through the textbook, so we cover 16, and then I've also listed the due dates to help orient you about where to go during what time. But I try to make things repeatable and very easy to follow. So, for example, in Chapter 1, that'll be the first thing we do. And usually all the assignments are due Sunday evening at 11:59 p.m. I try to base everything on the pattern of a week. Alright, so you see here just an introduction to the chapter, what you should know by the time you finish the chapter. If you like chapter notes, they're here. You can click on this tab and they'll pop up. I would look at them before you print them if you're going to do that, because sometimes they're not spaced exactly right, so you can probably save some paper if you go in there and change them. The PowerPoint slides are also very brief, maybe 30 to 40 slides for each chapter that kind of hit the highlights. The video and media is something that I'm working on, so there are some things there. So these are all in addition to after reading your textbook and going through the Learn Smart and the other assignments that should really be kind of a study method for you. You may have a different study method, but I've listed that here for you. All right, I've condensed the chapter down, and then I also have a video file of what I think in the chapter that was interesting and important. If you would like to use that, you can. We generally have a writing assignments folder, but the only time there's really a clickable part to it is when we get to our paper about the middle of June. So most of the time this will not be something that you will click on. This is to remind you of your Connect assignments, and so here this link will take you to 3 assignments, and there they are. The Learn Smart, which is the lengthiest of the 3. The concept clip is very, very short. It's 2 to 3 minutes, but you watch it and answer a couple questions. And then the Chapter 1 review is 10 questions again to review the chapter. So those are due every week. That's part of your online attendance. That's how I count students present, is whether they do their weekly assignments or not. And the other part of online attendance is your discussion board. So when you click on your discussion board, it will basically take you to an article for the week that relates to the chapter. I want you to read the article. The articles are usually 6 to 8 pages long. Some weeks will have videos instead of articles. But then you are to give me your thoughts on that, and I'll show you a rubric in just a second. With some of these articles, if you're not sure how to begin, then please click on this file. It talks about the articles. It's a video, and it may be of use to you to help you get started on writing your discussion board post. So you'd click on the article, it opens it up, read the article, and then you can post your discussion board. So this first one is on symbols, and it'll be clear, how that relates to chapter 1 after you read it in, of course, chapter 1. It'll make good sense. All right, so once you're ready to post your discussion board, you can click here on this link. It will take you to the discussion board forum. Until you post, it won't let you see anything, so that's just one of the ways I've set it up. After you post, you can see your rest of your classmates' ideas too. All right, so now if you don't access the discussion board through the assignments tab, you can also do it directly through the discussion board. Now here is I just wanted to show you how I grade your discussion board. Each one will have a score from 0 to 10, and this is the criteria that I'm looking for. So did you meet the length requirement? Is it grammatically correct, good spelling, and things like that? Is it clear? Are you clearly expressing your ideas from the article and then your own opinion? So from your discussion board, I want half of it to be facts from the article from beginning to end, and then your evaluation of what you found to be important. So presentation of relevant evidence. So, are you giving me facts from the article? Are you giving me your personal examples that relate to that, or is what's in the post just not even related to what's going on in the article in the chapter for the week? And then, is it your thoughts? So I will put your discussion board post through a plagiarism checker, and if there is content there that is quite a bit that comes from other websites and sources other than you, then I'm not going to give credit for that. So it's very easy to tell when it's a real produced work by a student versus somebody else that's online. I'm familiar with a lot of those websites. Okay, and again, you can access the discussion board that way. So again, we move fast, but we have a discussion board for every chapter. We have a Learn Smart for every chapter, the core concept videos, and the chapter review assignments. But you should be doing those on a weekly basis. Some weeks we'll double up on those assignments to accommodate the summer calendar schedule. The My eText tab is where you will click to actually find some of the information if you need some extra help there. One of the things we have is being in the eText is optional, so you can opt out. I don't recommend that for anybody, but this form is right here, and basically it says you can have your money that's charged when you register for the course returned to you, but then it's up to you to have all your assignments submitted, and that's simply something that the student will have to figure out on their own. It's not up to the instructor to help you do that, because with the eText, that's really already taken care of. But you have to do that within the first 3 days. So if you're interested in that, May 16th is the day our summer class begins. Make sure you're on the ball and get that information to me, and then I will forward that to the appropriate person, and then your refund will begin to be processed. It's going to take several weeks for that to happen, but you will get it back. But the experience that I've had is if you basically opt out, you're at a very high chance of failing the course. So I recommend you not doing that, but you'll have to decide for yourself. You really don't need a password or anything. All that is really running very smoothly now, but you should be able to access the eText. Now let me just show you the way that I do that, and it's the easiest way that I've found. What I do is I generally go to the Tools area, and then I click here on the McGraw-Hill red square, and then on the left go to My Connect section. And then once I'm there, I click on the ebook, the smaller bottom icon of the text. And then, let's see, let me back up just a second. Try that again. Okay, there we go. That's it. All right. So once you are there, let's see. It's not what I want either, but That definitely, okay, I think I have, the students would actually go through the process that I've shown, but let me back up just a second. Let me open up another tab and then I'll go right back to where I was. See if I can do it right this time. Okay, so I just went through the instructor way. But at any rate, that is the way that I go. Today it's acting a little strange, but it's usually very, very reliable. It may be something with the date that's affecting it. But that is, again, the way that I do it, and it works reliably. I pull it up in class all the time. You from the purchase, the course materials, I don't think you will. There's definitely nothing else you need to buy, but there's that tab in case you think you may need it, but probably not something you'll use a whole lot at all. Okay, again, let me go back to our class section. There we go. Blackboard help is just what it says. The enrollment verification quiz is at the beginning of the course, and how the college records when students actually officially enter the class. But if you do that once, that's all you have to do it. Now that does not count towards our grade, but sometimes you may see a second enrollment verification, but if you've done it once, that's all you need to do. Your email account, I'm sure you're very familiar with that, and then of course the feedback from the college about your courses. So that's very important too, and of course it doesn't affect your grade. Your instructor never sees that until after the class is ended, so please give your free, honest evaluation about the courses here at JCC. So this was just a short video. I hope it helps. If there's anything I can do to make your experience better in the class, please let me know, and I look forward to being with you during the summer. So have a good day. Thank you.